Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart. So we're going to do your second bonus reading for September, which is the Gypsy Tarot. I used to do this quite a bit, but I haven't done it in a while. Thought it'd be interesting to revisit it. It's a love reading, okay? So, you know, I'm focusing on love for this because in my normal readings, just the general readings, those can focus on anything. And I had somebody, I think last week, in the comments say, oh, how come you know, I used to watch your channel but now I don't because all you do is focus on love readings. No, I don't. I focus on what comes up in a reading. So if I'm doing a general reading and it looks like love, I'll focus on that. Okay, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of doing what a lot of tarot readers do on YouTube, which is fair enough. A lot of people focus on love, and that's nothing wrong with that at all, and that's no shade on any tarot reader. I love most of the tarot readers I love on YouTube. I think they're great. And I think if love is your jam as a tarot reader and you like doing love readings, then there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I'm not one of those people who will say, oh, well, love's very popular on YouTube. I think I'll jump on the bandwagon and do what everybody else is doing, which is love. And not everybody does love. You know, some people just, you know, do business readings and career readings and spiritual readings and sexual readings and whatever it is. But I just focus on what comes up in a reading. So if something looks like it's got to do with career, if it's got to do with family, if it's got to do with friendships, if it's got to do with, you know, things like that, I will focus on that. So people that want to come and say, oh, all you do is love, I don't just do love. Check out the other readings, you'll see I damn well don't do just love. And I never have done. For a time, I think I did love for a time, but that's not my thing. I don't always like to do love. I can cover, you know, a multitude of readings, whether they're private or whether they're general, okay? But in the generals, it's whatever comes up. This is specifically for love because a lot of people want to hear about love and some people don't. I try and cover as much as I can within readings, okay? So just to let you know, people that want to come and have a go at me and say all you do is love it, that's a lie. I don't just do love. You'll see from other readings, especially if you look at your moon or your rising and your Taurus or whatever, Aries, whatever it is, you'll see that I don't just do love. Okay, so, but this is love, okay, and we're focusing on this today. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure of seeing my Gypsy Tarot spreads, love spreads, you know, Gypsy Tarot, you can acclimatise that to anything. We deal with 7 columns and 3 rows. And in each column, it covers a different aspect of the situation. So the first column is your mental, emotional. Second column is what you're dealing with presently. Third column is your hopes and desires. Fourth column is your expectations. Fifth column is what you don't see coming in. Sixth column is the immediate future. And seventh column is the overall outcome of everything and where it's going. Okay? We're using the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti, one of my favourite decks at the moment. So let's get shuffling. Universe, Spirit, show me Gemini for September and love in this 21 card Gypsy Tarot reading. Show me Gemini and love in this 21 card Gypsy Tarot reading. What do you see coming in for Gemini and their love lives for the month of September 2018? What do you see coming in for Gemini for the month of September 2018 and only looking at love for this reading? Show me. Alright, so we go with shuffle the cards. We turn it round this way because the camera is pointing towards me, so you've got to see what I've shuffled, okay? So we're not turning it round because we're doing some hookery pookery shit. We're turning the cards around because the camera is facing a certain way and I can see what's going on because I have a monitor that I'm looking at and I'm looking at the cards through, so I see everything in the upright through the monitor. But if I were not to have that monitor, I'd be seeing everything upside down, which would make no sense to me. Okay, so it's just so you guys get to see what I'm, you know, what's been shuffled for you because this is your reading. Okay, we've got your October readings coming up in the next couple of weeks as well, so make sure you check that out generally. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on here. So I think that what we're going to do from now on is one bonus reading mid-month, you know, for the month, and one general, but they'll be spaced out. Okay, you've already got your general September readings if you want to check those out as well. They're already on the channel. Okay, so let's have a look. Gems, what's coming in? So around the mental and emotional, the situation is about the Magician. Okay, so the Magician is all about a new start. It's about new beginnings, but it's also about an intention. This might be a person that you're dealing with, a magician. If you're dealing with a magician in love, this is somebody who's got the gift of the gab. This is somebody who's highly magnetic. This is somebody who's highly charismatic that you might be dealing with. This can also be a Gemini energy when you look at the magician as well. So this could be yourselves. This might be you guys who have the intention to go out there and find a new romance with the magician energy, because the magician is all about having the intention. It rules the aces. So it's about having the intention to start something new. So this is an act, okay? When you get the magician energy, it's about going out there and acting on your ideas, acting on your thoughts. This is about visualization, is the magician energy showing here. So this could be a person or this could be you, okay? Now around that magician energy, what is it that mentally and emotionally you're feeling? 10 of Cups energy. So the situation with the magician energy, this could be a person, the magician energy around you guys in September 2018. Somebody who's very sexy, somebody who's got great magnetic quality. This might be that you're attracting in, or the manifestation of a new relationship with the magician, one in which mentally and emotionally you feel a complete sense of emotional contentment and fulfillment, especially if this is a person or if it's a situation in which you're attracting or the manifestation of a new relationship. If you feel a mental connection with someone, which a magician can also represent when it comes to love, if there's a real kind of, you know, this is the spark. So this might be a spark that you feel with someone with the magician energy. You'll feel mentally and emotionally fulfilled concerning this individual or concerning this situation. And the reason for that is because of the Empress energy. I think that there is a joint connection with the Empress energy. The Empress energy means love, and it means when you feel a sense of connection, emotional connection, sexual connection with the Empress energy showing here, because this is the sign of fertility. This is where, you know, you want to grow something, you're looking to nurture it. So some of you guys, it might be that you're mentally and emotionally, you're feeling a great sense of fulfillment on an emotional level. You might feel that this person's your soulmate, for example, with the 10 of Cups. You might feel that this is the person that you're going to live out your days with, you're going to grow old with the 10 of Cups energy. You feel the sense of completion concerning this energy here. So if the magician energy is the start or a spark that you feel with someone, or it's a person that enters your life, Gemini, I feel that mentally and emotionally there is a sense of feeling complete, emotionally complete around this person or this situation, because what you're doing is you're nurturing it with the Empress energy. There's a great deal of shared emotional, sexual connection between you and this individual, and this is something that you want to work on. You're developing the relationship between you and this individual with the Empress. This is something that makes you feel whole. This is something that makes you feel like you can care about this individual. Or maybe, just maybe, the magician, if this is a person, is the Empress. So this is somebody who's highly charismatic, somebody who brings a spark within you with this magician energy showing here, and around that you feel mentally and emotionally a sense of emotional fulfillment and completion with that person with the 10 of Cups energy. But it's all on an emotional level, because 10 of Cups is emotion, okay? Cups are emotion and 10 to completion. So there is a certain completion here, a certain coming home with that 10 of Cups. You might feel, yeah, this is my soulmate. Yes, this is the other half of me. This is the person that completes me. Perhaps they are very caring. Perhaps they're very loving with the Empress energy. Perhaps they encourage you to be the best person that you can be. But also there's a shared need to develop this relationship and work on it together. Around the present situation, what are you experiencing? Well, the Four of Wands is the situation. So the Four of Wands is all about the open door. The Four of Wands is all about starting to build something of stability and security within a relationship. The Four of Wands as a situation is about feeling joy with an individual showing here. Now around that Four of Wands energy, what are you guys experiencing? Well, the Hermit, and the Hermit is shining its light into the 10 of Cups energy. Okay, so you're experiencing, now the Hermit can be, and I don't think it's withdrawal. It doesn't make sense to me, not unless this card kind of backs it up. But I feel that what you're experiencing around this energy with the Four of Wands energy, the Hermit can be two things. It can be withdrawal, or it can be that you're researching something, you're looking into it. So I think that what you're experiencing is a time of investigation. I think that what you're experiencing is a time of, what's the word I'm looking for with the Hermit? A word that I constantly use with this card. I think that you're starting to, I think there's a realization that comes with this Hermit. I think that what you're realizing is that this person is the one, because the lamp is looking into the 10 of Cups. Okay, the lamp is pointing. Whenever I see the Hermit pointing towards, and I guess here it's turned its back on something, potentially. It doesn't have to, because this is your hopes. But here you're starting to realise, because this is where you find something out. Okay, so if the Hermit looks into the Seven of Swords, for example, you might find out that somebody's a liar or a deceiver, because this is a discovery. That's the word I'm looking for. So I think that what you're experiencing around this situation of the Four of Wands, where you're starting to develop and build something and mold something for the future with this individual, with that Four of Wands, where you're feeling this sense of joy and happiness and fulfillment with the Four of Wands energy around this individual. I think that what you're experiencing is a time of discovery, and what you're discovering is this, that this person does make you feel fulfilled. This person does make you feel complete with the Ten of Cups energy. And the reason for that, there you go, the Page of Wands energy. All right, a lot of fire energy here, but the Page of Wands, when it comes to love, is, you know, discovering that you like doing the same things. So this is about, with the Page of Wands, a lot of nice communication. This is a time of fun. Again, the Page of Wands is discovery again. So the Page of Wands, when it comes to love, sometimes is where you and another individual find out that you like doing the same things. You might be exploring things together. You might go to museums together. You might want to go to a play with this individual. You might like going to theme parks with the Page of Wands, because it's the card of joy and it's the card of fun. It's because of the Page of Wands. You're starting to develop. The pages develop as well, because they're number 11 within the tarot. Okay, so the number 11, if you see the number 11 together, number 11, like I see 1111 quite a bit, or 111, so the number 11 shows a gateway is opening, and I think a gateway is opening here as well. And you'll notice on the Page of Wands what I've just discovered. As a tarot reader, you discover the pictures as well. I think there's 4 wands on here as well. Yeah, 1 2 3 4 4 of wands here, 4 wands on here. So there is a gate that is opening here. And that gate that is opening, and remember, pages are students as well. So this person's starting to develop their creative energies. Okay, this person's starting to discover new journeys. They're starting to discover a new path that could lead to something great. Okay, and you might be, and also the Page of Wands is all about announcements that are made here. So somebody's telling you something. It might be that this person tells you how they feel. It might be this person's announcing to you, because he's a big mouth, is the Page of Wands. He's often just tripping off the tongue. If you get the Page of Wands, for example, in a work situation, sometimes this can be the person that runs messages from different departments. This is the chatty page. This is the page that likes to have fun and gets on with everybody. So I think that you're starting to discover around this energy here that this person is the one for you. There's a discovery here. You're finding this out. The light is shining in on the Ten of Cups because of the Page of Wands. You might have some shared interests. You know, this person might have said something to you with the Page of Wands. Some news has been delivered to you from this individual. Maybe they like you the same. Maybe they share the same feelings for you with the Page of Wands. You know, you've probably talked to this person, and you're developing a relation through communication, but also through shared ideals. What's going on around your hopes? Well, love, Ace of Cups. So the situation is all about the open heart. It's all about the new relationship with the Ace of Cups energy. Now, around this new relationship as well with the Ace of Cups is, what are you hoping for? I think the hope is to slow things down. Eight of Wands reverse means to slow things down. Some of you guys, you're hoping that you're not going to rush into this. I think this relationship means a lot to some of you guys in September. But the Eight of Wands means to slow the energy down. So the hope is, well, this is a new relationship. This is a new thing. My hope is that we can take it slowly with the Eight of Wands, that we don't rush into this relationship. And what's the reason for that? Because of the Queen of Cups energy. You need time, Gemini, I feel, to discover with this Queen of Cups energy exactly how you feel with the Queen of Cups. I don't think this is somebody else. I think it's an energy. All right? Because nowhere in this reading am I quite... Not unless... And you know, you feel this around this Magician. So there isn't anything that sort of tells me that you feel that this person is bad. Or you feel that this person isn't the one. Or you feel that this person is... If you felt the Seven of Swords for this Magician, you wouldn't trust them. If mentally and emotionally you felt the Seven of Swords for the Magician, you'd think, they're a bit of a black artist. You know? Because if the Empress was reversed, maybe this person's quite clinical, maybe this person's only after sex, maybe this person doesn't really want to develop the relationship into something bigger or greater. But in the upright, this is all about nurturing and developing this relationship. This person comes across probably as the Magician, as if they want to nurture and develop the relationship. Remember, the Magician starts things off. So if the situation is about, and I think this is a person, I think this Magician is a person that I'm reading. I think there is a person around you who creates a huge spark in you, and mentally and emotionally you really feel that you can build this. You really feel a sense of fulfillment, like this person completes you because they're nurturing, they're kind, they're supportive of you. And here, the situation is about the open door. The Fours. The Fours are the start of something. Especially the Four of Wands, it's starting to build a stable and secure environment with the Four of Wands. It's the start of passion. It's developed, but it takes more building. Now, around that energy here, what you're experiencing is the Hermit. So what you're experiencing is a sense of discovery. And what you're discovering is, I could really be happy with this person. I could really build something with this person. This person feels like they're my soulmate because we have such fun together. Because we have discussed and we've talked about our shared desires, our shared likes. Because there is a curiosity here that we're both exploring with the Page of Wands energy. And around your hopes, well, it's about this new relationship, the Ace of Cups, but my hope is that we can slow this down, because what we need to do with the Queen of Cups energy is take things slow and slowly develop this understanding of one another. With the Queen of Cups energy, we need to get this right. What's going on around your expectations? Well, the situation is all about the Eight of Cups. So I think the situation around the Eight of Cups can be twofold. It can either be where you're leaving something behind and you're following a new path, or you're just leaving something behind. But I think the situation is about following this new path. But also I think the situation for you around your expectations is about if you followed your intuition. Now around that, what you'd expect is the Five of Cups energy in the reverse. So I think that for you guys, your expectation of this is, well, if I follow my intuition, and my intuition is that this person, as I've discovered, could be the one. They could be my soulmate. Because what I'm discovering is this person completes me. Well, if I follow my intuition being the situation, maybe, just maybe, what I'm expecting is to overcome past grievances from the past. Because the Five of Cups is a card that says we get over the hurt, we get over pain. So this is probably a past relationship or past situations that you've been through, Gemini, where you said, you know what, I've had some really shitty relationships, but if I follow my intuition, and if I leave these things behind and follow this new path, and you can see the Eight of Cups geezer is walking towards the Ace of Cups. So if I follow my intuition and move towards developing this new relationship, it might help me to get over something from the past with the Five of Cups that didn't work out so well. And the reason for that, the open door, the Two of Wands. Perhaps for some of you guys, you are still at a crossroads. I'm actually going to read that as a crossroads card. So I think that in your expectation, this is all about following your intuition now. Following a better path is the situation. And what you're following is this new relationship, in which you would expect, I'm going to overcome a relationship that didn't work out in the past. Because really, I've been at this crossroads. Whether I can leave this relationship, this past relationship behind, and move forward into something new. You've really been at that crossroads, not certain of where you were going, or whether you could leave this behind. But if you follow this new relationship, take it slowly, develop a shared understanding of one another, perhaps I can overcome what I've been through in the past. Because I have been in the doldrums. I have been at that crossroads in my life where I'm not certain whether I can let go or whether I can move on. What are the hidden aspects? The situation is about the King of Swords. So this is probably the person, or this could be you, Gemini. So if as a situation in love with the King of Swords energy, we don't always read the sword cards of people who are emotionally cut off. But this is the card of analysis, and it's the card of clear thinking. So the situation is around clear thinking, okay? Or this could be the person, the King of Swords energy. What are you experiencing around this King of Swords? The Hanged Man energy. I think a couple of things with this. I think the situation around what you're not seeing coming in. The situation could be that this person with the King of Swords is more analytical about the situation, in which what you experience with this Hanged Man energy I'll read it three ways. I think that if this is the person, the situation would be probably this person is not as emotionally connected as you are, because he's not a particularly emotionally driven card. He can love, of course, everybody can love, but he's more analytical about love. And it might be that this person wants to put things on hold, okay, doesn't want to move so fast, but then you don't as well with the Hanged Man energy. And the reason for that is because of the King of Cups. That's interesting. Now, the King of Cups in terms of love is all about giving your heart to love. When you get lots of characters in a reading, often these can really just be energies. So it might be that this person, what you're experiencing is somebody who's really analytical, and it might be around that what you're experiencing is if this person holds back. Is it because they're already in love with someone else, or is it because they're trying to be emotionally, what's the word I'm looking for, responsible, which is what the King of Cups energy is. I think that you're experiencing probably somebody who's been trying to be very emotionally responsible. Alternatively, what you could be experiencing here is you, the King of Swords. The situation is about you being clear thinking. So you thinking clearly about the situation, and what you're thinking is the Hanged Man. I need to take this slowly. I need to assess this situation because this requires me to give everything of myself emotionally with the King of Cups energy to this romance. Or is it another individual? I don't think it's that. I think this is an energy. Because here, you want to put things on hold. Not put things on hold, but slow them down, because you want time to develop your feelings and have that person develop. It's not just feelings, so I think you've got feelings for this person. You're looking into the Ten of Cups, Gemini. But I think that this is more about, with the Queen of Cups energy, both of you developing that shared understanding of each other, which is what the Queen of Cups can be, because she's empathic. She puts herself into other people's shoes. She has to gain some understanding in order to support another individual. So I think the hope is to slow things down, because it requires both of you to develop that shared knowledge, emotional knowledge. What makes you both tick? What are your shortcomings? What are your failings? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You want time to do that. You don't just want to rush into it. You want to make sure that this is the one, I think, in this area here. And therefore, it's funny, because in the hidden aspects, the situation is about a King of Swords, which can easily be you, because you're Gemini. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy is King of Swords. Okay, so this is about being analytical. And if this is you, you're being analytical. And what you're experiencing coming in is you might decide to put this relationship on hold. You might change your mind with the Hanged Man energy, because you're trying to be more emotionally responsible. So some of you guys might say, actually, yeah, I really do like this person, but maybe I should put this on hold, because what I'm looking at is the cup. I'm looking at my feelings. How do I feel about this? Do I need to be more emotionally responsible with it? Do I need to just put it back on, put it on the back burner? Because this is the card of emotional responsibility as well. It could be that this is the person and they decide to put this on hold. Maybe it's to do with another individual. What's going on around the immediate future? Well, the Two of Swords energy. So the situation with the Two of Swords when it comes to love can either be in two minds. Somebody might have two ideas, two options with the Two of Swords energy, but it can also be where you're blocking out your feelings. Around that energy, Gemini, what you'd experience overall is the Sun. I think that this is more about clarity, because the Sun energy is all about clarity. It's not just about happiness and success and joy and new beginnings and new relationships. We do have a Two of Swords that precedes this. Okay, sometimes the Two of Swords can be absolute focus as well, but I think the Two of Swords is more to do with blocking out your feelings, because around that, the overall outcome or the immediate future around that is about you guys getting clarity with the Sun energy. And the reason for that clarity is because of the Star. I just feel that you guys want to make sure that this person is the one for you. I really do. I think that I think that this person is interested, judging by the Empress energy, because I think the Empress is this magician. And that's why you think this person could be the one. They could be your soulmate. They complete you because they're showing you care. They're showing you love. They're nurturing. They're supportive as the Empress, because it's a mother figure, and mothers are loving, they're caring, they're supportive, they're all of those lovely things. And I think this magician shows that. They've erupted some form of a spark in you because they are the Empress. They're caring and they're nurturing. And you're saying, you know what, actually I could see, I'm discovering that I really feel comfortable with this person with the Ten of Cups. They complete me as a person. They make me laugh. They make me happy. I feel emotionally fulfilled around them because we have such fun together. We're exploring different things together. You know? We're starting to build a relationship based on creative synchronicities, things that we enjoy doing together. There's a real sense of energy and fun in this relationship. And whilst this is a new relationship, I want to slow things down. I'm hoping that we can move slowly with this, with the Eight of Wands energy showing here, because I just want to get to know this individual. I want us to basically be able to develop a shared understanding together of who we are and what we want and whether we're moving in the same direction. Now, in my expectations, if I follow this route, if I follow this new relationship, if I walk towards this new love, I expect that I will overcome the transgressions of the past because I've really been at a crossroads in my life. But in the hidden aspects, it's either you thinking clearly about this, maybe I need to put this on hold because, you know, I need to be emotionally responsible this time with the King of Cups energy, or maybe this person's deciding to put things on hold. Could be another person, I doubt it, but also could be with the King of Cups, this person's looking at their feelings and they're saying, do I really want to give to this at the moment? But I think that this is more about you. In which, in the immediate future, some of you guys, I think, are blocking out your feelings. So this is, a lot of this, I think, is analytical shit going on with Gemini. Because the Two of Swords is not always about just blocking people out or just ignoring people. It's literally where you've got to say, right, take the feeling out of this because I need clarity. I need clarity. So if I just take myself out of the arena of love and whoopee-doo and running through the fields with flowers in my hair and, you know, us holding hands together in some cheesy way, if I block out all of the fantasy with the Two of Swords, what I'll experience around this in September is the absolute clarity. And that clarity with the Sun card should tell me, well, yeah, actually I do feel that this person is the one. Because when I take away the romance of the situation, this person makes me feel things other than romance, other than love. It's in the way that this person is with others. It's in the way that this person is with me. It's the way that they talk to me. It's the way that we're able to share this connection and talk together, you know, without even the love thing. Because we know that it doesn't just require love to help a relationship survive. It requires other components. And that's what the Star is. It's the alignment of all factions that make a relationship work. And so the overall outcome from this situation, Gemini, is, so the situation in the overall outcome area is the Tower reversed. How interesting. You know, Tower's reversed. It's an interesting thing that you should get that being the situation, because the Tower reversed is often a card that says that we're not awakened, or there's something, you know, if it's an internal card, if it's a personal card, there's something that you're not awakening to here, I think. And it is also the card of avoidance with the Tower reversed, because that's your situation overall. After all you've put yourself through here, Gemini, you know, needing to suppress your emotions with the Two of Swords and energy in order to gain clarity as to whether this person is the one for you. So this is looking at other things, you know, as I've mentioned. This is looking at, is this person a good person overall? Let me take my emotions out of it. Is this person going to be loyal? Are they kind? How are they with other people? Because you don't need to be in love with someone to know whether they're a good person or not. So the Two of Swords is also, remember, the suppression of emotions, whether that's in the upright or whether that's reversed. It is the suppression. It's blocking things out. It's putting up a wall. Instead, it's more about thinking with your head rather than your heart, because the swords cross the heart usually on this card. And around that, this is about the immediate future. Well, if I block my emotions out as a situation, maybe in the immediate future I can gain clarity. Maybe that clarity can tell me, because I need the clarity, it's because with the Star energy, I need to know whether we're aligned. Are we a match? Are we the perfect match? Because obviously when you get involved with someone, what you want to know is this person going to be the perfect match for me? You know, the Star energy, as I've mentioned, is about alignment. And it's alignment, as I've mentioned, about all factions. Do we think the same? Do we feel the same about certain things? Do we treat people the same? Do we have the same vision? So this is really what you're doing, and as I've said, this is a lot of this is analytical for the Gemini, I think, in October 2018 and love. Because you've got someone that you're focusing on the family with. You're focusing on perhaps, maybe this is someone I can build my life with. Remember, the Hermit is looking into the Ten of Cups. So it's focusing in on the family matters. It's focusing in on whether you guys will have children together in the future, maybe. Will you guys get married in the future, maybe? Will you guys live together in the future, maybe? You're focusing all on that area there. There's a focus. The lamp is shining in on that. Because this person here, the situation around the mental, is they arouse such an energy within you, with the Magician energy. There's a real spark here that draws you to this individual, because probably they're very nurturing. The Empress energy, and you're looking in at the Ten of Cups and saying, could this person be for me? Because I want someone that's nurturing. I want someone that's kind. I want someone that's caring. I don't just want good sex. I don't just want good times. I don't just want, you know, passion in the heat of the moment. I want to make sure that there is going to be longevity in this relationship, which is why the Hermit, which is Aki you, looking into this Ten of Cups energy. And yes, we want to slow things down, because the situation is love, Ace of Cups, opening our hearts, starting a new journey with this Ace of Cups, in which you are going to start developing your feelings. But even though that's the situation, my hope is that I can slow that down, because I just want to get to know this person, and I want this person to get to know me. And also, I've got to follow my intuition with the Queen of Cups. Maybe you want to slow things down as well, because maybe for some of you Geminis, you're at liberty of opening your heart too quickly. Because remember, the Queen of Cups is a dreamer, and she tends to fall in love real quick, does this lady at times, you know. So maybe you want to slow things down, because you know what you're like. You know that you're privy to opening your heart a little bit too quickly, and you want this to last. Your expectations, the situations, following this path, following this new relationship, and in which you expect to overcome the transgressions of the past. Because what you're entering into, this isn't just about being at a crossroads. The Two of Wands is all about an outward vision. So what's happening here as well with this Two of Wands, this isn't just about some of you guys having been at a crossroads, but you've got a vision for the future with the Two of Wands. One in which you would like to explore. So therefore, the immediate future situation, we shut down emotionally, because the situation, the overall immediate future, is about us gaining clarity. And that clarity is because we want to know, is this person going to be with us? Are they matched to us? Is this person going to be my soulmate? Are they going to be the person that I'm with for life through thick and thin? That's what a soulmate is. And therefore, the situation in the overall outcome, Gemini, is, well, the Tower reversed. What does that mean, though? Because the situation is about something that you're repressing, or something that's being delayed. And it might be, I'll read this several ways, it might be for some of you gems that the situation is that you delay this change happening, because the Tower reverse is all about delaying change. Now around that, what is it that you're delaying? What's the overall outcome though, around that delay? It's you, the Knight of Swords. And what you're doing is you're rushing into the sun. So maybe some of you guys are delaying change with this individual, delaying kind of being with them, because your intention is to gain more clarity. Is this person the one? Why would you want to gain more clarity? Because of the Ace of Wands. Is this just a fly-by-night thing? Is it simply just a passion thing? Because the Ace of Wands is about passion, sex. You know, but you know, whether it's reversed or whether it's in the upright, it can just be gone like that. Because it can just be a flicker. Look at it. It looks like a candle, or it looks like a matchstick, you know. So some of you guys are delaying. The situation is all about delays. But the overall outcome around those delays are the Knight of Swords. I'm looking at the Knight. Now we could read this several ways, but I'm looking into the Knight of Swords rushing into that sun. Some of you guys, it might be. Let's read this a couple of ways. So for some of you guys, I think that the overall outcome, the situation could be that you're delaying something. Now, this delay might be something internal. Not delay, but avoid. Let's call it avoidance with the Tower. So for some of you guys as a situation, it might be that you're avoiding what your intuition is telling you. You've been doing all of this hard work here, but as soon as you get to the overall outcome in October, suddenly you guys forget about it. Because that's what the Tower is. The Tower reverse is to forget. The Tower reverse is to avoid. It's to avoid our feelings, not to listen to our intuition. You know, this is about not awakening, because the Tower in the upright is all about awakening, an awakening that happens within us. So some of you guys, the situation is you're not awakening. You're not awakened. Not really. You're doing all of the, you know, all of the hard work here because you don't want to get yourself into any more relationships that fail. So you say, let me take my time with this person. But when it comes to it, for some of you guys with the Tower reversed as a situation, you're not really following that through because you're ignoring what you've been doing here. And if you're ignoring your intuition of what you've been saying you want to do here, and you're not truly awakened, there's no real change here, especially within the self of Gemini. It might be as a result of that the overall outcome is that you pursue this thing. You pursue this new beginning with the sun energy because you're basing everything on the attraction, on the energy that you feel with this individual. Some of you guys might have a one-night stand with this individual or just sleep with them very, very quickly when really what you want to be doing is taking your time with them to develop that rapport and develop that relationship. So some of you guys, you may rush into this. But just be aware that if you're, you know, at the last stage, your feelings and your attraction takes over, just be aware that you wanted to build something with this person in the first place, and maybe it is worth focusing on those hopes to take things slowly, because you know that you give your heart too easily sometimes. And for some of you guys, it will be that you'll delay this situation. Tower reversed. Because around that, the overall outcome is you are in pursuit. Remember, Knights represent intentions. The intention with the Knight of Swords, now we look at the Sun as being a clarity card. My intention is to get more enlightenment. The Sun is also about enlightenment. So my intention with the Knight of Swords rushing into the Sun is to gain more enlightenment, more self-awareness, because the Sun is also about self-awareness too. So for some of you guys, it might be that you delay doing anything with this individual because you want to gain, Knight of Swords, gain intention. My intention is to gain more self-awareness. The self-awareness is this person the one? And the reason why I want to gain more self-awareness is because I know what I'm like. Ace of Wands, I jump into things too quickly. I allow my passions to take over, and that's that. And sometimes when I allow my passions to take over, it's gone within the flick of an eye. So what I would say on this reading, Gemini, for the month of October 2018 for the love reading is, if this resonates with any of you guys and you meet someone, or if you've been seeing someone lately, let's say, and, you know, I can see that for some of you guys, if you've seen someone recently and there's a real interest in them because they're highly magnetic, they talk a good game, magician talks a good game, highly magnetic, they're a doer, they're active, they're very much in control, they look like the perfect person. Magician people, male or female, always look like the perfect individual here because they're caring, nurturing, loving, sweet, kind, giving with the Empress energy, because they look like they want to develop something with you, and you could see yourself building a relationship, a life with them, because you have great fun, you have similar pursuits, you have a lot of fun together, and you build your relationship based on that fun, based on that exploration, because the situation is you're opening up that door, you're having a lot of joy, there's a lot of celebration in this relationship, there's a lot of laughter. Just remember that your hopes are, while the situation is about love and developing that love with the Ace of Wands, but your hopes are around that. I want to slow it down because I want us to understand each other, get to know each other. I want us to explore each other's feelings. Queen of Cups explores another person's feelings because she's a counsellor. So I want us to explore each other's feelings, but also I want to slow things down because I know that I probably give my heart too easily. Therefore, my expectations are, yes, though I want to follow this new direction of love, my intuition tells me that I really should go and explore this a little bit more. My expectations is it's going to help me get over the past. Five of Cups, it will help me get over past hurts because number one, I've been at a crossroads, and also number two, I need a new adventure in my life, and I have a vision for the future that I want to explore with the Two of Wands. But in the hidden factors, this is probably you or this individual. One of you, the situation is thinking analytically and clearly about the situation, in which it might be what comes in. There is the need to hold back a little bit, hangman energy, because one needs to be emotionally responsible with the King of Cups. So in the immediate future, and I think this might be you guys, you back off a little bit. just emotionally. You might sit down by yourself and explore emotionally, how do I really feel about this? Okay, I'm going to kick my emotions out of the way with the Two of Swords, and I'm going to focus on this honestly, because this is also the card of self-focus. And hopefully around that in the immediate future, I'll reach that point of clarity, and that clarity that I'm looking for is this my soulmate? Do they match me in every part of my life, or virtually every part of my life? Do we have the same values with the star energy? Do we have the same hopes? Do we have the same dreams? And therefore the overall outcome, some of you may avoid going too much or too further with this person in October, because you want to explore and you want to gain. The intention is to gain more enlightenment as to whether this person's the one. Because you know what you're like. You get really excited and then things pan out. They just drift. It's a flicker. This can easily be doused. And for some of you, well, you'll be avoiding what your intuition is telling you and what you've been trying to practice all the way here, by going for this new relationship, by pursuing it because it looks so good, because you're very attracted. So all I would say on this reading, gems, is for you guys, if this resonates with you, just remember what it is that you're doing here. And just remember that if you always do the same thing, you'll always get the same thing. But what I'm seeing here is Gemini's trying to infiltrate some form of change into new relationships. You don't want what you had before. So if you don't want what you had before, you have to do things a different way. And I think for some of you guys, this is about doing things a very different way in October, in order to ensure, or at least have a chance at longevity and happiness and stability within a relationship going forward. Okay, that's your love reading, your Gypsy Tarot spread love reading for the month of October. Not October, why have I said October? September. Sorry, it's September. It is September. It's alright, because I've just started recording the other readings for October as well. I'm simultaneously recording lots of readings back to back for the channel. So I do apologise. It's not October, it's September, okay? So this is for September. So September going into October though. Because this isn't going to be something that's wrapped up in September. This will be something that goes on into October, November, December, whenever. This is about building things slowly, taking your time, getting to know this individual. There's no rush, and there's no need for you to rush. And if somebody wants to rush you, then they're not worth it. They're obviously after this. Yeah? Okay, that's your reading, my darlings. I'll see you on your generals for October. They'll be up in the next couple of weeks. Take care, gems. Bye-bye.